Hey guys, so we just got back from a long road trip from Tennessee to Utah. Wanted to share with you some of our experiences. This is going to be a combination of some videos and pictures to show you where we went and also some data I gathered from the trip. So for fall break, we went to Utah, stayed in Kanab, went to several national parks. So we went to Grand Canyon, North Rim, Antelope Canyon, Zion for 2 days, Bryce National Park, and then last day we went to White Pocket, which is like a national monument area. So that day we went off-road some, rode on gravel roads, then some sand. I'll show you some of pictures, maybe one video from there. Really cool place. You do have to have four-wheel drive to get there. But first time we'd had this truck off-road, it did well. We did let air pressure down to like 28 PSI for the sand and did not get stuck. So that was a good experience. Little concern about that. We did hit the bottom of the truck on 2 rocks going back in there, but not too bad. All right, so I took off 2 days early, left on a Thursday morning, 5 o'clock, bright and early. Very long day. Then I had like a medium to long day the second day. And then the third day was on Saturday. Picked up my wife and some friends at the Las Vegas airport. And then we drove on to Kanab. Saturday night we got there. And then on the way back, reverse trip, I drove out there by myself. Coming back, Tanya, my wife, split driving with me. We had 2 long days, turned into very long days. One of them was very late, getting in about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then the last day was kind of an average medium day when we got home on a Monday. So overall, driving was great. The truck did really well. It's a road trip monster. It just keeps going. I did have one warning light come on the way back. I looked up the codes. I'll show you those. I got a code reader. Looks like it was more about communication to the modules. It went away when we stopped and charged at the next stop. So I was a little concerned we were going to have trouble on the road, but it went away. It has not come back since we've been back. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. May take it in, just get service check things now that we've got 8,000 miles of the truck. So total trip, 5,700 miles plus and around that, and maybe it's 5,400, can't remember, but 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour average for the whole trip. And while we were there in Kanab, we drove to those different places. I think the longest day was maybe 250 miles, so easily within the range of the truck, no worries. We did have some days where the elevation change was 4,000 feet when we were going to our destination, but you gain that back on the way back. So it wasn't too big of a deal. I really love having this 24 module battery. 450 miles is awesome. So the first leg of the trip, you'll see in the video, went to Forest City, Arkansas. So 398 miles. I drove a speed limit, set the cruise on 70 in Tennessee. That's the speed limit. And it took a little longer to get there than Google said I would, but got there with 12% remaining. I started with 100, so 398 miles for that leg. And if you calculate that out, 398 is 88% of 452 miles. So in theory, I should have been able to go 452 miles. So really getting 450 mile range out of this truck if you drive it around 70. Now the rest of the trip, I went ahead and increased up to the speed limit. And I did not try to see how far I could go on any of the other legs. Some of them got low, but it was in like 20% range is the lowest I got after that. I'll show you Excel spreadsheet of the trip, how much it cost to charge, how long it took to charge, where we stopped, and those kind of things. I will say the long stops, I would eat lunch, and that's where I charged longer. I just kept it charging while I was eating. The other stops tended to be, 10, 15 minute stops. So very reasonable, just basically a bathroom break and ready to go again. I picked up on that, hey, if we're gonna stop on the way back, we just stopped somewhere we could charge. Why not charge for 10 minutes while we're taking a break? And that really just freed us up to drive whatever speed we wanted to, not worry about range and those kind of things. Also, doing that, I would put in the next destination. I never just let the navigation choose where to stop. I did my trip planning myself. I would make sure the next stop we were going to have at least 20%, so no worries at all on running out. And sometimes we would wait at the most 5 minutes extra, to make sure we were going to have 20% at the next stop. And normally we did. The navigation is pretty conservative, so even driving faster seemed like we were either on the money with navigation or we had more percentage than it said we were going to have when we stopped. Other things, I'll be showing you some pictures while I talk here, the different locations, highlighting the truck, but really cool experience. 100 degrees when we got to Las Vegas, first day, picking the folks up at the airport. And then the last day we were there, it was snowing, and didn't get on the stick to the road, but it was on the side of the road, and cold day, temps in the 40s Fahrenheit that day that we went to White Pocket. Other experiences, so charging there in Kanab, there was only one fast charger, DC fast charger. It was at the county meeting center, convention center, I guess you'd call it, there in Kanab. It was a fairly small town. It was a charge point charger. I had 3 chargers. One of them was like a 50 kilowatt charger. The other 2 were rated like 125, but they power shared. And I only charged one time, which was 5 in the morning before we went somewhere that did not have anybody else charging. Other times we power shared every time, and it seemed like it was mostly Rivians. But there was, I saw several cars there, Model Ys, Rivians. There was one BMW, Mustang Mach-E's, and one or two Volkswagen ID4s there as well. So the charger, with power share, then I would probably usually charge longer than them, but when they left, it got up over 100 kilowatts, which was nice. So it took hour and a half or so to charge every night. It varies a little bit. One bonus was at Zion National Park at the Visitor Center there. The National Park had a level 2 charger for only 2 spots, and it cost $5 for 3 days. You got a code you could punch in, and we did that both days we were there, and it only cost us $5 for the 2 days. You had to get there early to get the spot. We got there around 7 both days to get a spot. That was great. Cheap charging, just level 2, but still helped a lot. We did rent electric bikes while we were there in Zion, rode in Zion on those, and then the second day we went in the Narrows, hiking in the water there, which was pretty cool. Other truck experiences was we had plenty of room carrying luggage, other things, hiking stuff that we did. Great. One of our friends, he drove some of the time. He enjoyed the truck. His first experience with the EV, and said he liked it. He would actually consider one when he gets his next car. So that was a positive experience. So I'll show you the spreadsheets going out there. A lot of the charges were, $20 if it was only like 10-15 minutes. A lot of them were in the $50 range. I did have a Electrify America membership and also a Tesla membership for going out there, and it helped with the charging prices. I will say the EVgo was the best charger to use. It has just pull-through covered stations, just like a gas pump, and really good experience there. I really like those. They've got it right. Tesla was my next choice because they always worked. There was plenty of them, and it held a high charge for longer, seemed like. And then Electrify America is hit or miss. It is the junkiest chargers. There was always one not working wherever we went, and we had to move several times to get a better charger to charge right. Some of them worked well, and some of them did not work at all. And some of them were pretty full. We got the last spot in Gallup, New Mexico, and but we were able to charge. Coming back, we got stuck in traffic. 2 of our long days added at least an hour, maybe longer, sitting in stop and go traffic. There wasn't a lot of alternatives. Some of those locations we got off a few times, but pretty much stayed on the interstate, toughed it out. In New Mexico on the way back, lots of rain and fog, believe it or not. So it was beautiful going out there. Could see the mountains off in the distance, but could not see any of that coming back. It was so foggy, and the rain was heavy. The truck did well in the rain, and was pleased with that. And so really great experience. So our first road trip like this, I'll call it a long road trip, where we had to make multiple stops to charge. The truck charged great. Was easy to drive. Tanya said she enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And so really good experience. This thing is awesome. I will say, go on a limb and say, Elon is wrong saying that 300 miles is enough for an electric vehicle. I think that number should be 400 plus miles is the right amount, because we drove to our places, cold weather some days, and up, elevation changes. Didn't even have to worry about it. If I'd been in our Model 3, I would have been thinking about, are we okay? Are we good? Should I have charged to 100%? I didn't do that, but 1 or 2 days. Most of the time we were around 90%. And it was so easy. And we get back with 30% or so. So 400 miles to me is the right number to use a vehicle in a vacation situation where you're driving, and that's the number I think vendors, suppliers need to be shooting for instead of 300. Elon, thanks. All right, so I just want to share with you some pictures, and I'll kind of label those where they are. And the truck is just exceeding my expectations on range and ability to do things with this 4WT truck that we have. And it got nasty, so I've spent some time cleaning it up since we got back. So I'll just say a very positive experience on a 1.5-week trip to Utah and back. And would do it again. I might plan a little bit longer drive times. Add a day for driving, is what I mean, and enjoy the drive out and back a little more, because it was marathon days, getting there in 3 days. So, all right, hope you guys enjoy it, and talk to you later. Okay, you can see I put in driving to Las Vegas into the Google navigation, and got reasonable stops here. I'm getting there with 16 to 13%. I'm guessing this is going to be 8 to 10% off. I'll probably get there with 26%, 23%. But anyway, these are reasonable stops, and you can see the charge times, they're reasonable as well. And you can, click on any one of those. It'll tell you where it is, and how long you're going to be there, and those kind of things. So this is getting better, and it shows you all along the route where you'll be going and when you'll get at the arrival, Las Vegas Airport, 31%. So pretty happy with this. I'm still going to do some of my own route planning, but this is here as a backup, and I think it's getting better and more usable. We'll see how these estimates come out on arrival percentages. Those still seem to be a little bit off and conservative. All right, here we go, showing navigation to Forest City, what I expect to be the first stop. EA, Electrify America charger there. 399 miles. Says I won't make it right now. You can see the gray circle there. It says the furthest I could make it would be the Memphis area. And again, I'm at 84%. So this says I've got 412 miles of range on GM's Gisometer. And then Google's navigation says I'm 29% short. So opposite ends of the spectrum here. GM, Google, somewhere in the middle. I'm hoping to get 450 miles with the rated range here, get close to that, so easily make this 400-mile trip. But we'll see how that goes, and I'll let you guys know when I get there. All right, gonna give you a quick look. I am carrying bikes to Las Vegas, and in Kanab we're gonna be 2.7 miles from Charge Point DC fast charger. It's not really fast. The maximum is 70 kilowatt charging, and it power shares, so it could be down in the 30s. So it may be a while charging at night sometimes, depending on where we go. So I want to be able to get to the charger and back, and 5-minute drive, but 15-minute bike ride, and a lot better than walking or something else. So if we need to leave the truck, we can bike ride to the Airbnb that we have. But I'm going to carry the bikes under the tonneau cover all the way to Vegas, and then I'm going to have a bike rack. I'll show you that shortly, mounted in the back, that we can put the bikes on when we get there, pick my wife and friends up. We'll put luggage back here from Vegas to Kanab. So I don't think the bike rack's going to affect my efficiency much, maybe just a tad, because it's going to be just mounted with no bikes. All right, getting ready to go first thing in the morning. Here's what the bike rack looks like mounted on the truck. Very little wind resistance, in my opinion. Might be a little bit come off the top here and hit the top of that, but I think it's going to be pretty minor. But anyway, be driving with this in the back from Tennessee to Vegas. All right, here we are pulling out for Las Vegas. The truck says I'm within the boundary of getting there. It thinks I'm 8% short starting out, just right at 6 hours drive, and 100% on the battery, 492 miles rated. So there's definitely a disagreement here between the two, because this is showing we're short for 399 miles, and over here says we have 492 miles. So somebody's not right, and we'll see how the day goes. So here's an update. Navigation in Google is saying minus 11% to get to my destination. You can see the gray circle there is the charge range that Google is estimating the truck can go to. You know, anywhere from Memphis to past my charge point in Forest City, and it's going to be Electrify America charge point. I just put the address in, so I would not recondition at this point until I know I've got range left. It's been as high as minus 13%. I really think the navigation is ultra conservative here. We'll see if this trues up as we keep going on our journey here. And then you have the Gissel meter over here at 78%. It says we've got 377 miles remaining in the battery. So big discrepancy continues to be between the two. They should true up as we get there, but we'll see.
You know just what you do.
All right, we went 398 miles on this leg, 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour. I had 12% left up on arrival. It says 55 miles left. So Google did true up. It took it last 2 hours. It started truing up, and it said a negative 13% in worst case. So it's almost 25% off at times, which is not acceptable in my opinion. If people want to be that conservative, we need a setting that allows that, but don't make us all 25% off and stopping earlier than we need to. All right, I'll get plugged in and see what we charge at. All right, here's Forest City, Arkansas EA charger. We'll get plugged in here and see if we can get going and see what kind of charge rate we have. Looks like it's working. And all right, it is charging. It says I'm at 11%. It's hard to see. Right now it's just charging at 35 kilowatts. Hopefully that comes up some. All right, unit 4 only charged at 35 kilowatts. Awful. But unit 2 is charging at 310, so very acceptable. Pretty hard to read, but get 310 out. All right, it says my charge will take 40 minutes. I'm getting 303 kilowatts, and I'm already up to 17%, so I'm going to charge to 80%. About 40 minutes, should be ready to go. This next leg of the trip involves going to Van Buren, Arkansas, which is right on the Arkansas-Oklahoma border. There's a Tesla supercharger plan to use there. You can see navigation saying we'll be at 12%, so I'm running speed limit here, 75 to 77, and using a little bit more power, but getting there a little quicker. So we'll see how that goes.
Baby, read the fine print. I've got baggage and it's all Gucci. Don't get too attached to me. Everybody act like the answer. One love like in the movies. Wasting precious time assuming.
Here are these beautiful chargers, Pilot J in Sorry, Oklahoma. This is the way they ought to be built, so you can pull through and plug in and use chargers.
Turn left, then turn
camper
left.
or anything else. This EVgo Pilot J system, plug and go. It's charging. I didn't have to put anything in. Let's see what it ramps up to. 23% state of charge. I think it preconditioned automatically. A little hard to tell sometimes. Awesome. keep climbing. So it's like about 347 kilowatts, which is awesome. I stayed here hoping to use one of the Tesla destination chargers. All were full, so I guess I should be glad that electric vehicles are popular, but I'll have to add an extra stop to my journeys today because of that.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Let's sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love. It keeps me high, keeps me high. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met.
Eat lunch? Yeah. We're just gonna keep going. Yes. One rock there. That's all right. Not too bad.
lot, I think, in the videos that we're looking at right here. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of them where they were having issues.
They're going down the hill.
Oh, we made it.
Look at
It's a
it.
sign.
Looky, looky.
We got to get a picture by the sign.
Yeah.
Looks like the parking lot off to the
I'm just gonna go there.
right on the ridge. There you go. I think it's breaking to the. I think it's over to the left.
Wow. This cuts out of nowhere.
I didn't see that one. Sorry. Hang on.
So left, you think?
It's got a curve. I think it's up straight, yeah,
So
and then
the-
curves around to the
So
left.
straight.
Yeah, straight, and then we'll curve to
Get
the
a
left.
picture, Tanya?
I did. Just of the sign.
Now it's gonna curve to the left.
You don't have to have us in it.
Yeah, there you
We're
can see
there.
the. Oh, we got two people out
That's the
here.
parking. There are other people.
It's our other
Yay.
Jeep.
The Jeep and what is that?
All right. That's that guy we saw earlier at the other place. That's the one that was behind us. Remember, he passed us.
Yeah.
We
I am
stopped at
glad
the
there's two people
Condors.
out here.
And we saw that Jeep. They stopped at the Condors too. That's the other tourist.
Yeah.
I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah. Call me when you want. Baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes.
All right, well, I'm driving through Oklahoma. I'm gonna do a efficiency test at each 1 mile per hour increment, 55 and 85. And this is 70. I'm almost to 5 miles. I'll do 5 miles on each one, and 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour at 70 for 5